This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You have a rich person's name. Like, you should be a billionaire with the name Winfield. Anyway, call me back, bro.
4th of October, 2020. This is the 217 Recovery Podcast. I'm the host. My name is Corey Winfield. Marnie not feeling so hot today. See, she played me in fantasy football this week, and give her props. She's trying something new. Didn't go so well for her. I mean, when you take on the champ, I mean, what do you expect? Oh, what, Marnie? Oh, yeah, she's not here. But maybe next week we'll talk to her and see what she expected and see if she remembers the bet we made. Should be very interesting. Today, in my recovery, it went pretty well. Got some homework done, cleaned up the apartment, did some things, made some chili. It was a good little day. A little too much homework, too much college work, but, you know, I'm learning along the way, and it's good. Some stuff that I was learning today in my abnormal psychology class was about eating disorders, and I didn't understand that people in recovery from an eating disorder and people in recovery from substance use, it's pretty damn similar. It really is. I actually reached out to the National Eating Disorder Association and invited them to be on our podcast. So I think that's something that we should talk about. And just how it affects them. I mean, to me, it's very interesting, you know, and not that someone else's problem or something else, someone else's like demons are interesting to me. I mean, it is, though. It's kind of like the sex addiction, you know, that interests me, you know, not like weird. I'm digging a hole that I can't get out of, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I just want to know more about it. And if anybody can help somebody else, maybe you don't have an eating disorder, but maybe somebody you know does, and you can say, hey, look, you know, here's what you can do. And one of the guys that was in this video that I had to watch, I'm telling you, it was so similar, because he was telling this one kid who reached out to him for help. And the kid said, it's just nice to know that, you know, I can live life after this, and to know that people have gone through this and they have made it. And the guy that was helping him pretty much said the stuff that I say word for word, you know, just about how life is just so great now, and he doesn't have to live that way. And just there's so much more life to live, and how he was kind of mad at himself for wasting time, because he knew that he had a problem and he wouldn't seek help. He would always say, well, I got too much to do. I got this. I got work. I got that. I can't go get help. I got this. I did this, then this, then that. And all that putting it off, you know, actually it cost him time. And he was kind of pissed at himself about it. But I mean, not like too pissed where he was like really pissed, but just, I mean, you can't really do anything about it. But same thing with me, you know, it's like, I wish I would have stopped drinking when I was 21. You know, that didn't happen though. That wasn't my destiny. So I don't know, just thought it was very interesting. And like I said, I invited them to come on the podcast if they want to talk about eating disorders and recovery from eating disorders. I can't wait to hear it. So when I was in active addiction, when I was in straight up active addiction, I was afraid to admit that I was an addict. I didn't want to be an alcoholic. But after coming to terms with, okay, I do. And when I first realized that, okay, I do need help was when I drank. It was around Memorial Day, 2015. And I got out of the hospital that February or whatever. And I told myself I'd never drink again. Here I am drinking again, and like, man, I almost died. And here I am drinking again. I need help. Man, I went and saw help. But ever since then, it's been a battle. I would go months, weeks, months again, weeks again, months again. Never 6 months, though. I never made it till 6 months until this time. I'll have 2 years, December 15th. But I can understand the frustration from my friends and my family members when I would relapse. And for me, at first I thought I was so smart that I would just smoke pot. Because I think pot is a lot safer than alcohol. It's still a drug, and you still get addicted to it. For the people that are like, no, you don't, man. It's not. Yeah, you do, man. Try running out. Yeah, try running out, and then see what happens. And you're like, man, Corey was right. I'm fiending. I want some more. Oh, I need it. No, it's addicting. So, but either way, I thought, well, pot is better, and it won't hurt my liver or my kidneys, and I'll be good to go. And I didn't like mixing pot and alcohol. So I thought, perfect. I won't drink alcohol. It's like it had some magical Antabuse or something in it. And Antabuse is the drug that you take, the doctors give you, and it makes you like sick if you drink. But weed doesn't have that in it. I don't know. So like I smoked this joint and I couldn't get off the couch. And I was like, man, this is not the same weed I was smoking back in my day. Like this isn't even weed, man. This is like a different trip. I don't like it. So a couple days later, I'm like, well, how about if I just do a half a pint and then smoke some? Then I might be drinking, but it's like moderation. And that, of course, didn't work. Next day, I was back to the fifth and was like, here, anybody want this weed? So for me, it's a very slippery slope. I've known people. I've a friend who is addicted to heroin, and he'll put that down for a while, but it always comes back around to smoking pot, then drinking, then he'll bust out some meth, or if he's he starts getting around the wrong people. He'll stop going to meetings, and it's just like when you see the train coming, it's like, it's coming. There's going to be the train wreck, and it's coming. But there's nothing I can do about it. I just tell them that I'm worried about them, but it's a cycle, and you can spot it in some people. And like I said, there's only so much I can do. And I think back to my mom, for instance. I'm close with my mother, and she could always see that in me, and I couldn't even see it in myself. And it would drive me mad when she would say, oh, you're about, you're going to relapse again, and blah, blah, I can see it in you, you're irritated. And then that would irritate me. So then I really would be irritated. So, I don't like to call people out like that and be like, hey, buddy, like, saw that one coming. It's just kind of like, all right, well, it happened. Can we, move forward? But if you start thinking and telling yourself that, hey, man, if heroin's my drug of choice, then I can drink, man. It's not like I'm gonna drink like Corey Winfield would drink. I'm not going all balls out or nothing. Like, I'll just have a few beers. I'll just get drunk tonight, and then I can wake up because I'm not an alcoholic. But just be careful, because it'll circle back around and it'll lead you down a road that you don't want to go. And I do promise you that life in recovery is great. A friend of mine from high school, I don't even know if she knows that I know, but there are other friends who are like, hey, and it's kind of a situation where it's not my place to reach out to this person, but I wish the ego, I wish the whole pride thing wasn't so hard to swallow. I had to do it too. You know, the thought of, oh, like what? You mean I can't go around people, and if I do, they're going to think that, oh, I can't, you know, he can't handle his liquor and he can't control himself. And it's not about that. No, we can't control ourselves. That's why we've got the problem. And people already know that. And the way they're going to look at you when you show up to these places, and they might be drinking, first they're going to be weird about it, but that's their problem, you know, and just tell them, hey, don't be weird about it. But maybe you shouldn't show up at those places after all. But anyway, the way that they're going to look at you is, wow, they're bettering their life. And if they don't look at you like that, then they're crazy, because nobody should look at you for being in recovery. Nobody should look down on you for being in recovery. I mean, you decided to make a change in your life. Okay. Could you not handle alcohol? No, because we used it different. You know, we use it as a medicine to numb some pain, to relieve stress, to get out of whatever our head we wanted to. Alcohol will do that very quickly for you. So to change our life for the better, and if someone judges you for that, then you probably shouldn't be around those people anyway. And some people will, especially if you used to drink with them, they'll feel a little bit like, oh, well, he thinks he's better than me now. He's not hanging out with me. No, it's not that I think I'm better. It's just that I think that I am in a spot where this is where I want to be. And when you're in this spot, like I am, like I want people around me that want the same things in life. You know, and I'm around people who drink beer, you know, who have drinks, but they don't have the problem with the drinks, you know. It's like I can eat ice cream and I don't go into like some coma or shock, you know, but if somebody has diabetes, I'm like, man, dude, what are you doing? You know, it's the same thing. Like I'm not going to go up to someone and be like, whoa, buddy, put that beer down. But if you have a substance use problem, then, you know, it's probably best that we don't hang out. I don't really want to hang out with drunk people. I've seen videos of myself drunk. I wouldn't hang out with myself. Even if I did finally build that time machine and went back in time, I wouldn't hang out with myself when I was drunk. Are you kidding me? Did not seem like a fun guy. Not that I was abusive or anything like that, but it's just irritating, I think, probably more than anything. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it's not my place to call people out, though, when I see them going down that road. And, you know, if you're in a place where you're supposed to, like if you're telling your wife or your girlfriend or your mom or whoever you're living with, you know, your dad, your brother, so you live by yourself, you're telling your cat, hey, I'm never drinking again. You know, stick by that. There's no need to keep going back. It's not going to change. It's going to be the same. You're only fooling yourself. Now, if you're in a situation, say like you have a roommate and you go back and it's like, hey, I got a 6-month lease, and after this I'm going to leave, but he still drinks. There's nothing I can do about that. And you're right, there is nothing you can do about that except everything. Because what you do in your mind and how you think in your mind is what's going to get you through that 6 months. You can come home every day and go, oh man, I wish I could have that beer. Open the fridge and there's his liquor. You know, what are you going to do? You know, you have to prepare yourself for that. You pass them in the hallway and you can just smell the alcohol off them. You know, start associating those smells and those feelings with something that you're afraid of, with something that you don't want. I mean, you should be afraid of the life that you know that's going to lead you back to. But people will hurt the people they love, but they won't hurt the people they fear. They won't hurt the things they fear. So, you know, learn to fear it. You know, switch it around in your mind. You know, play mind games with your own mind. Tell your mind that, hey, you know, that smells awful. You know, that time was not fun. You know, remind yourself, if you have to, of